A warm welcome to all of you. This presentation is mainly for third BSc chemistry students of our college. I have already presented cycle 1, which consists of 5 experiments. In this presentation, I have discussed the remaining 5 experiments under cycle 2, which are in the syllabus. I wish all the students are success. This slide shows physical chemistry practical syllabus of our university for third BSc chemistry students. I have already discussed 5 experiments which are given by red letters, and the remaining 5 experiments are discussed in this presentation under cycle 2. What are the experiments? Roche method, phase diagram simple eutectic system, partition coefficient, conductometric titration, potentiometric redox titrations. These 5 experiments are discussed in this cycle under cycle 2.
This slide shows a request to viewers.
First experiment, determination of molecular weight by Roche macro method. Aim of the experiment to determine the molecular weight of the given solute, the symbol is M2, by Roche method. Now, principle of this experiment, when a non-volatile solute is added to a solvent, the freezing point of the solvent is depressed, and the depression freezing point, that is delta Tf, that is proportional to molality of the solution. Molality means W2 into 1000 divided by M2 into W1, and the depression in a freezing point, that is delta Tf, is equal to Kf into W2 into 1000 divided by M2 into W1, and here delta Tf means depression of freezing point, and Kf molar depression constant of the solvent, W1 weight of pure solvent, W2 weight of solute, and M2, that is molecular weight of solute. So by experimental determination of delta Tf and by knowing all other values except M2, that can be calculated. So now materials required for the experiment: TT apparatus set 1, sensitive thermometer, beaker 400 ml, solvent, that is A, and solute B. Students, check the materials required for the experiment before starting the experiment. Procedure of the experiment: 5 gram of the given solvent is accurately weighed and is taken in a TT apparatus inner jacket, and the inner jacket tube is heated slowly in a water bath without outer jacket, and the solvent is melted and noted the temperature exactly at melting of the solid. Then it is taken out from water bath and fitted with an outer jacket and allowed to cool with constant stirring. The temperature at which solidification appears is noted. Now the average of these two temperature, that is the freezing point of the solvent, let this temperature be T1. To this solution, to this 5 gram of the solvent, 0.5 gram of solute is accurately weighed and added, and for this mixture means that is which contains 5 gram of solvent and 0.5 gram of solute. For this mixture, the melting and solidification temperature are noted as before. From the depression of freezing point, molecular weight of the unknown solute can be calculated using the formula, that is M2 is equal to Kf into W2 into 1000 divided by delta Tf into W1. Here Kf, the value is given, and W2 weight of solute 0.5 gram, and W1 weight of solvent 5 gram, and a delta Tf value, that is T1 minus T2, where T1 is the freezing point of pure solvent and T2 is the freezing point of the solution containing 5 gram of solvent and 0.5 gram of solute. By experimental determination of delta Tf value and knowing all other terms except M2, that can be calculated, and the result of the experiment, molecular weight of the given solute. This slide shows tabular column and formulas and the terms in the formula. The next experiment is phase diagram experiment. Aim of the experiment to construct a phase diagram for a binary mixture and to determine the eutectic temperature and the corresponding composition. Now, phase diagram means that is a diagram which shows phase changes during temperature changes. Now, principle of this experiment, that is when a binary mixture means which contains two components, is cooled, a solid separates out, which depends upon the composition and nature of the substance. And here the eutectic mixture means that is a mixture of two components which has a particular composition which has the lowest melting point of on addition of the two components, that is eutectic mixture, and corresponding temperature is called as eutectic temperature. That is eutectic mixture means that is a mixture of two components which has lowest melting point. That composition is called as eutectic composition. Now materials required for the experiment, that is TT apparatus set, sensitivity thermometer, beaker, component A and component B. Now procedure of the experiment. Here the substance A and B are given, two substances. From substance A, 3 gram packet 1 packet and 0.3 gram packets 5 packets are weighed. Similarly, in the case of the substance B is also weighed in this way, 3 gram and 0.3 gram in 5 packets. Now first 3 gram of given component A is taken in a TT apparatus inner jacket, and the tube is heated in a water bath without water jacket, and the component A is melted and noted the temperature at melting of the solid exactly. Then it is taken out and fitted with an outer jacket and is allowed to cool with constant stirring, and the temperature at which solid appears is noted. Practically the melting and freezing both are same, and now the average of these two is the freezing point of component A. To this component, pure component A, 0.3 gram of component B is added, and for this mixture the melting and the solidification temperature are noted as before. Similarly, freezing points of mixtures are noted by more addition at the installment of 0.3 gram of component B. All the freezing points are tabulated in the table 1. Now the TT apparatus is washed well with water and drained, and the same procedure is repeated by taking 3 gram of the given component B, and the freezing point is noted, and the freezing point of mixtures are noted by 5 more addition at the installment of 0.3 gram of component A. All the freezing points are tabled in the table 2. Now freezing points are plotted against percentage composition of A and B in the same graph using the table 1 and 2. Two straight lines are obtained with the maximum points on the line. The temperature corresponding to a point at which two lines meets is eutectic temperature, and corresponding composition is eutectic composition, and the model graph is given in this slide.
This slide shows tabular columns and percentage composition of a calculation and the result of the experiment, that is eutectic temperature of binary mixture and also the eutectic composition.
Next experiment, partition coefficient or distribution coefficient. Aim of the experiment to determine the partition coefficient for the distribution of iodine between organic solvent like CCl4 or benzene and aqueous solvent water. Principle of the experiment: according to Nernst distribution law, when a solute is added to a system of two immiscible solvents like CCl4 and water, or benzene and water, the solute will be distributed itself in the two layers of the solvent in a constant ratio at constant temperature, provided if any dissociation or association of solute in solvent, and the ratio is called as partition coefficient, and the symbol for partition coefficient or distribution coefficient, that is Kd, that is equal to concentration of iodine in organic layer divided by concentration of iodine in aqueous layer. That is, if we use CCl4 as solvent, then Kd is equal to concentration of iodine in CCl4 layer divided by concentration of iodine in water. If we use benzene as solvent, then Kd is equal to concentration of iodine benzene layer divided by concentration of iodine in water. Now the materials required for the experiment: iodine CCl4 and CCl4. If CCl4 is not used due to high costly nature, benzene may be used. That is iodine in CCl4 or the CCl4 or the solvent benzene. If you use solvent benzene, then iodine benzene and benzene are the record. And the starch indicator, that is another one, 0.1 thio, burette 50 ml, pipette 5 ml, 10 ml, and conical flask 250 ml, 2 number, stoppered bottles 1, 2, 3, that is numbered bottles, that is first bottle, second bottle, third bottle, and separating from 250 ml, and beaker 250 ml, 2 numbers, and 200 ml SM of 1 number. These are the materials required for the experiment. Procedure of the experiment: in numbered bottles, In first number, 20 ml of iron CCl4 and 100 ml of water are taken. In bottle number 2, second bottle, 15 ml of iodine CCl4, 5 ml of CCl4 and 100 ml of water are taken. And bottle number 3, third bottle, 10 ml of iodine CCl4 and 10 ml of CCl4 and 100 ml of water are taken. And anyhow, the total volume is 120. The organic layer, organic solution is 20 ml and water aqueous layer is 100 ml. And the 10 times diluted thio is prepared by diluting 20 ml 0.1 solution to 200 ml in 200 ml SMO. 10 times diluted solution thio, and the diluted solution has the strength of 0.01. And the 3 reaction mixture bottles, number 1, 2, 3, these bottles are stopped and shaken in a mechanical shaker for at least 45 minutes. After attaining equilibrium, the organic and aqueous layers are separated using separating funnel for these numbered bottles 1, 2, 3 separately. Now 20 ml of aqueous layer from bottle 1 is pipetted out in a clean conical flask. About 10 ml of 10% solution followed by 1 ml starch are added and titrated against 0.01 thio taken in the burette. And the end point is the disappearance of dark blue color repeated for concordant value. Then 5 ml of organic layer is pipetted out into a clean conical flask. About 10 ml of 10% solution followed by 1 ml of starch are added and titrated against 0.1 thio taken the burette till the end point. Here the end point is the disappearance of dark blue color repeated for concordant value. The same procedure is followed for the bottles 2 and 3, and the titer values are recorded in the table 2. And from the titer value, the partition coefficient is calculated, that is given in the next slide. And the result of the experiment, partition coefficient for distribution of iodine between benzene and water are CCl4 and water. Table 1 shows the volume of iron CCl4 and volume of CCl4 and volume of water in 3 bottles, that is bottle 1, bottle 2 and bottle 3. And table 2 shows the volume of 0.1 thio corresponding to 5 ml of organic layer, that is V1, and volume of 0.01 thio corresponding to 20 ml of aqueous layer. And the partition coefficient formula, that is Kd is equal to concentration of iodine in organic layer divided by concentration of iodine in aqueous layer, that is equal to V1 into 10 into 4 divided by V2. And by substituting the value of V1 and V2, we can calculate the value of Kd. And the value of Kd is calculated for 3 bottles, and the average of Kd is calculated by adding these 3 values and dividing by 3. These are about calculation of partition coefficient. Next experiment, conductometric titration. Aim of the experiment to determine the strength of given strong acid by a conductometric titration against strong base of strength 0.1 m. That is aim of the experiment. And principle of the experiment, that is variation of conductance for the electrolyte is attributed to the removal or addition of ions. That is, the conductance value varies due to removal of the ion or addition of the ion. In the case of strong acid, the conductance value is high due to high mobility of H plus ion. If we take HCl, due to H plus high mobility of H plus ion, the conductance value is high. So on adding sodium hydroxide to the HCl acid, H plus ion is removed, and due to removal of H plus ion, the conductance value is decreased. So after the complete neutralization of HCl on adding sodium hydroxide, which increases the OH minus ion, that is due to increase of OH minus ion after neutralization, the conductance value is increased sharply. So on plotting, on connecting the conductance value, we get 2 straight lines, and and point of intersection corresponds to volume of that is the end point, volume of sodium hydroxide required to neutralize HCl. In this way, the end point is determined in the conductivity titration, and the methods required for the experiment: conductivity cell, conductivity meter, given acid 0.1 sodium hydroxide, conductivity water, thin glass rod, pipette 20 ml, beaker 100 ml, burette 10 ml. Procedure of the experiment: the given acid is made up to 100 ml in a standard flask using distilled water, and 40 ml of this solution is pipetted out into a clean beaker, and it is initially diluted with the conductivity water such that the conductivity cell is immersed in it, and the cell is connected to the conductivity meter, and the conductance is measured. Sodium hydroxide solution is taken, the burette, and 0.5 ml portions from the burette, and the solution is added to the HCl. After each addition, the solution is stirred well with a glass rod, and the conductance of the solution is measured. Conductance value is decreased due to removal of H plus ion initially, and complete removal of H plus ion, conductance value is increased due to increase of OH minus ion, and after the complete utilization H plus ion, 5 or 6 readings are taken. That is after the end point, and the conductance is plotted against volume of sodium hydroxide. We get two straight lines, and the point of intersection of these two straight lines gives the end point. From the end point, we can calculate the strength of HCl. And also here the tabular column and the calculation part, nature of the graph also given, and the result of the experiment, strength of given HCl is equal to dash normality. Next experiment, potentiometric redox titration. Aim of the experiment to determine the strength of given ferrous sulfate solution potentiometrically using K1 solution of known strength, that is 0.1 N. And the principle of experiment here, two electrodes are used. One is platinum electrode, another one is calomel electrode, and the potential difference between this electrode when it is dipped in ferrous sulfate solution, we get the EMF value, and the EMF value depends on the concentration of Fe2 plus, and on adding K1O4, Fe2 plus is oxidized to Fe3 plus. So the electrode potential E depends upon the ratio of the concentration of Fe2 plus and Fe3 plus. So on complete neutralization of Fe2 plus, there is a sudden change in the EMF due to there is no Fe2 plus, and the indicator electrode becomes M12 plus and M1O4 minus electrode. Materials required for the experiment: platinum and calomel electrodes, potentiometer, 0.1 normal K1O4, given ferrous sulfate solution, distilled water, SM of 100 ml, beaker 100 ml, burette 50 ml, 10 ml, pipette 20 ml, dilute sulfuric acid, thin glass rod. Procedure of the experiment: the given ferrous sulfate solution is made up to 100 ml in a 100 ml SMF using distilled water. From this solution, 20 ml of this solution is pipetted out in a clean beaker, 100 ml beaker. To that, 1 test tube full of 2N sulfuric acid is added, followed by platinum calomel electrodes are dipped in this solution and connected to potentiometer. And from the burette, 2 ml portion of K1O4 is added, and the EMF readings are taken, and on adding 2 ml portion of K1O4, at one point there is a sudden change in the EMF, sudden increase in the EMF, that afterwards 2 or 3 readings are taken. The volume corresponds to sudden change in EMF, that is called endpoint range. The EMF values are recorded in the table 1. Now the experiment is repeated with another 20 ml of ferrous sulfate solution, and prior to 1 ml of the endpoint range, the K1O4 is added to the solution. Afterwards, 0.2 ml portion of K1O4 is added near the endpoint range up to the endpoint end of the range, and record the table 2. Here also on adding 0.2 ml portion of K1O4, there is a remarkable change in the EMF on adding this addition 0.2 ml portion of addition of K1O4. Afterwards, our 5 readings are taken, and all the values are recorded in the table 2. Now a graph is drawn from using table 1 by plotting EMF against EMF of the cell against volume of K1O4, and this graph shows the volume range corresponding to endpoint, that shows endpoint range. Now another table is constructed from the table 2 by taking average volume of K1O4 and the difference in EMF, and delta E by delta V, and delta V is 0.2 ml. Now from this table, a derivative graph is drawn using this table. that is delta E by delta V versus average volume of K1O4. This graph shows exact endpoint. That is the graph is the it gives a peak and the volume corresponds to peak. That is the endpoint. From the endpoint, the strength of K1 of strength of ferrous sulfate is calculated by knowing the strength of K1O4. This table shows table 1 for 2 ml addition of K1O4 and table 2 0.2 ml addition of K1O4 and table 3 that is a table for drawing derivative curve. So from table 1 a graph is plotted against EMF and volume of K1O4. The nature of the graph is given and there is no graph for table 2, but from table 3 another graph is drawn. That graph is called as derivative curve. That is, it gives a peak and the volume corresponds to the peak. That is the endpoint. These are about potential dilatation between given ferrous sulfate and the standard potassium permanganate. This slide shows university parallel questions normally asked from these experiments during university parallel examination. With this, I want to conclude the practical instruction presentation under cycle 2. I think this presentation is more useful for third BSc students, third BSc chemistry students, and this slide shows the steps to be followed the critical situation of COVID-19 pandemic.
I express my sincere thanks to all viewers, and also I want to get positive and negative comments from viewers. That makes me the future lecture in a better way. Once again, I thank one and all. Thank you.